Hey, this is going to be tutorial number 3 for chapter 2 in CADArtifex's Fusion 360 textbook. This is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating a sketch based on this drawing here. So we have a few things to think about here. One, we have kind of like a center line here and some symmetry. The book doesn't really go into this a whole lot, but I'm going to show how to do that. It's a lot easier than trying to do everything separately. And then, we have some round stuff that we're introducing. So we have a circle and an arc. So I'll walk you through how to do that. So let's get started. Switch over to Fusion. And so I'm in a new file. And in the last video, I wasn't recording my entire screen, so it didn't show my menus. So I'm just going to show that. So I'm going to hit save. Now you can see my menus. Again, we're still in chapter 2. This is going to be chapter 2 TU for tutorial 3. And save that file. So hopefully you've been saving all your test drives in a similar fashion. So as we get started here, I'm going to create the sketch, and it looks like it is on this plane according to the orientation of the model that they show us. So click on that and get started. So I'm going to just start off with the center circle. That just seems to make sense. So I just grab the circle tool up here. I think the hotkey is C. Yes, it is. And it is a radius or a diameter of 50. That little symbol, you can see it right here, that little symbol, or in the drawing is diameter, and then a radius R, and a radius is R. So circles default to being a diameter. By the way, if you ever want to switch between diameter and radius, once you've made one, you can right click on it and say toggle radius. Now it switches it, and it automatically does the conversion. Radius of 25 millimeters, or swap back to diameter of 50, just like they have. So I'm going to bring that dimension down here. Now, before I get going much more, we have some symmetry going on in here, and you see that there's a dotted line in the picture. So I'm going to go ahead and create a line, a dotted line. That is called a construction line. So I'm going to click over here in the sketch palette. We have the line type, and if I hover over that, it says construction. I'm going to click on that. So then I hit L for line, or select it up here. Start in the center. This is a construction line. It doesn't matter how long it is. I just need it to be something like that. So I just make sure it's vertical and go from there. Okay. Now I'm done with the construction line, so I'll deselect that option, and now all my lines will be the way they should be. So I'm going to create an arc tool. So I'm going to go to the create drop-down menu, go to arc, and I'm going to go to center point arc. So I'm going to, with a center point arc, you place your center point, as it says, first, and then you need 2 other places along the circle. So this distance is going to be, the radius is 35, and then I'm going to click there, and then come up and around to here. So that should be 180 degrees. I can, however, still move this, even though it's not blue per se. I know that I can change that. So I want this to be in line with the center point. So with it selected, I'm doing horizontal and selecting that, and then those are in line with each other, and this one I'm going to do that as well, just to lock that in so you can't rotate that around. Now I'm going to do some lines, okay? I'm only going to define 1/2 of this shape, and then the other half we're going to use the mirror tool to copy over. So I'm going to hit L for a line tool, come up, and this distance is given to us as 20. Going to make sure it's vertical, and then click. And then we come over a small amount, which we're not actually given. So I'm not going to bother setting any number there. I'm just going to click and then come up. This one is 60. And notice it's blue because I can move that because we didn't dimension the other line. I'm going to move the dimension out here, clean my dimensions up a little bit. So now I'm going to keep going, come over towards the middle, and that's 10. Click, come down, that is 5. Click, and then I'm just going to connect to the middle point, okay? I'm not going to add in the dimension of 40 yet because it's easier after you mirror it, and I'll explain in a minute. Actually, I'm going to delete this measurement because that's not where that measurement is given. It's given over here. So I will do that in a minute. So I'm going to mirror all this stuff over, okay? I don't want the circle. I don't want those lines. I guess I could do it this way. I could double click on the line and then just deselect this arc. Or I could more carefully select each individual one holding shift to add more to my selection. Select them all like that. And then I'm going to hit this mirror option up here. So we'll click mirror and it brings up this little dialog. I have 6 objects selected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. And then I need to click the select thing for the mirror line. So I click select there and then I select my line. See how it previews it? That's great. Okay, now I have all these little symbols here, that these are in symmetry. And so there's going to be a pair every time. You know, when I highlight it, it highlights actually 3 because we have the one here, the one in the middle, and the one over here. And those are all one symmetry, symmetrical like pair. So if I make a change here, it updates over there. And etc. Right? I can change. Well, I can't change the height because it's fixed over here. So that's nice to know that that's the same. So okay, let's add in the numbers that we have. So I'm going to hit D for dimension and measure from this point to this point, and that is supposed to be 40. Okay, so that locks some more stuff in, and then here is where we have the 5. Okay, so I'm going to do right here, I guess. And that is 5 millimeters. Okay, and then I think that locks everything fully in. So let's double check our drawing to make sure that we have everything accounted for. So we have our diameter of 50 on the circle, our radius of 35, so a diameter of 70 on the semicircle, the arc, and then 20 millimeters here, 60 millimeters up here, 10, 45, so that's all the dimensions, and everything is fully defined. It's all black, so that is good news. So I can hit finish sketch, and I'll go through making sure it's saved, and I can export the file like this, brings this up, and then I can upload it to Google Classroom to turn in. So again, an optional step that is not required for the assignment. You can extrude it just to verify that it does indeed look like the shape that we are supposed to make. So if we did it on the right face and we did it in the right orientation, did everything right, it should look just like the model picture does right up here. So I'll go ahead and cancel on that because that's not part of the assignment. So I'll just leave it off there. Thanks for watching.